Hello my Wolfpack and welcome back to another episode of our Pokemon Competitive Guide video. So today we're covering Dragonite. Dragonite is an absolutely fantastic Pokemon with multi-scale ability as well. It is absolutely phenomenal. I really love it. It has a huge attack stat at base 134, base 80 speed which is a little bit lackluster but you can do a few things with it. Base 100 in special defense and even 100 in special attack, meaning it can be a special or a physical sweeper. 95 in defense and 91 in HP, meaning it does actually live some hits. So honestly, Dragonite is just absolutely phenomenal. I've got 5 sets for you today. Before we get started, if you scroll down and click that like button as well as the subscribe if you haven't done so already, it would really help me out. Okay, so let's get in with Dragonite. The first Dragonite set I've gone for is one of the typicals. We've got a Dragon Dance set. Dragon Dance increasing up your speed and attack by 1 stage each time that you use it. This combined with multi-scale means that you in your first turn, unless you've been hit by something like rocks, in your first turn you're going to take less damage because when you're full HP you take half the amount of damage. So we've got Dragon Dance, setting up your attack and your speed there. You can go for a plus speed nature or plus attack. I'll talk about that in a second. We've got Dragon Claw, powerful stab, dragon type attack. Iron Head, which hits things like fairy types for super effective damage. And finally, Fire Punch, which hits ice types of super effective damage, which you're 4 times weak to. And it also hits things like steel types of super effective damage, which you can't really hit with your other 2 moves. I've put Life Orb on here, allowing for you to be able to increase up your power by 1.3 times. If you want to go for something like Leftovers to allow you to potentially get that multi-scale back, that is definitely up to you. It just depends whether you want to go on the more offensive front or the more kind of hold out on this game, see where it goes sort of front. So EV-wise, got max attack and max speed. Now, I've put an adamant nature on this, so more attack, less special attack, and 4 EVs and special defense, but you could definitely go for a jolly nature here if you wanted to, so more speed, less special attack. It is entirely up to you what you decide to go for there, especially based on what your team's speed tier is already looking like, and if you've got things like sticky webs going on. So moving on to the second Dragonite, we have got a heavy duty boot set because Dragonite is affected quite badly by Stealth Rocks, unfortunately, and this is much more of a support set. So on here I have got Dragon Claw. Dragon Claw, strong stab, dragon type attack boosted by stab. Obviously this set is not very suitable for when there are fairies around, but you can use it other than that. We've got Defog to get rid of any hazards. Now Defog with heavy duty boots is just a really amazing combination because you don't get affected by the hazards and you can get rid of them at the same time. But just be aware you do get rid of hazards on the other side of the field as well with Defog, so that can sometimes backfire on you. We have got Roost here. Roost allows you to heal yourself up. Now again, getting you back to that multi-scale if you need it. And also Toxic. So unfortunately, this is a transfer only set. But I haven't really got any alternatives other than maybe going for like a more sweeperish set. So going for more attacks on this with Defog on there. But this set works really nicely with the Roost to heal yourself up, make sure you've got your multi-scale intact, and then the Toxic to start racking up damage on different Pokemon so that they have to eventually either switch out or they eventually faint. EVs, there are a couple of ways of running this. So you can run this as max HP, max special defense with a careful nature, so more special defense, less special attack. You could run this as max HP with max defense with an impish nature, so more defense and less special attack. And I'd recommend normally going for that 4 EVs in attack, just to allow you to hit something just that ever so slight bit harder, because it can sometimes make a difference. Okay, the third set I've gone for is a Power Up Punch set. Now, I really love Power Up Punch. I'm not 100% sure how you get on Dragonite in Generation 8. It might be a transfer-only move. If it is, and I do apologise for having 2 transfer sets, but you would have to check, just check Cerebi for it. It might be one that you can breed onto it, because I know it is still available. I think it can be bred, potentially, but you just have to double-check that. On here, we've got the Assault Vest. Assault Vest allows for you to have a 1.5 times special defense, which means that you are more likely to live more hits, take less damage, even less damage than obviously what you already will with the multi-scale. Move-wise, I've gone for Power Up Punch to increase up your attack every time you do it by 1 stage, which can work really nicely for you. You've got Earthquake, which is a powerful ground-type attack. It's a lot of different Pokemon. Fire Punch, again, just for that good coverage move, and then Dragon Claw. You could go for Outrage if you wanted to, but I personally don't really like Outrage because you get stuck into that, and then you can't necessarily do a switch maybe if they bring a Fairy type in, so you're basically sacrificing your Pokemon there. So EVs, there are a couple of ways to run this. You can run this as max HP, max attack with an adamant some more attack, less special attack, or you can run this as max HP, max special defense with a careful nature, so more special defense, less special attack. So you can either run this as the more specially defensive run or the more physically attacking front. I wouldn't recommend necessarily going for speed here. I'd recommend going for that kind of HP investment just to allow you to live kind of as many hits as possible. Moving on to our next set, unfortunately I forgot to put a item on here, but I think I'm just going to go straight off with the choice band. I have put inner focus on here just because you can be immune to the intimidate here because you are raising up your attack stat, and I did want to show off inner focus as well as the multi-scale. Multi-scale you'll use 99 times out of 100, but just to show off inner focus and the fact that it can actually be used here as well. So we have got a transfer only move in Aerial Ace on here, but Dragonite does learn a few different flying type attacks. So you can probably get Fly, so you can probably teach it to fly at some point. It learns Dual Wing Beat as well, so Dual Wing Beat is a really good alternative. And the whole point of this is a Dynamax set, so you would Dynamax, you would then use Aerial Ace as max Airstream to increase up your speed, obviously with having quite a lackluster speed. Anyways, being able to increase it up by 1 or 2 stages is really good. Superpower turns to Max Knuckle, increasing up your attack stat by 1 stage. You've got Earthquake, which you'll turn to Max Quake, increasing up your special defense by 1 stage as well, allowing you to be able to live much more on that special side. And finally, Dragon Claw, because it's a strong stab dragon type attack. You can have Max Wormid, which does, or Wormid, or however you say it, because it does lower the attack stat of the opposing Pokemon. So if you have like a Conk or something, that could be really helpful. But I think typically Dynamax is a lot better when you're raising up your own stats. EV's gone for max attack and max speed with a jolly nature, so more speed, less special attack, and 4 EVs in special defense. Now moving on to the final Dragonite, we do have a special set. Now you can run several different special sets. I just want to focus more on the physical, but you can run this with things like Life Orb. You can run this with things like Choice Scarf as well. There are lots of different options. You could possibly even go for like a special side on that second set where I was talking about having Dragon Claw as your only attacking move. You could go for like Hurricane or Dragon Pulse as an option there. On here you can even run Draco Meteor if you wanted to. So we've got choice specs here that does lock you into a move, but you will be showing off a lot of power there. I'll put multi-scale as the ability because it's just better, especially when you're going for a special Dragonite. Hurricane, which is a really powerful flying type attack boosted by stab, 100% accurate in the rain, so if you run this on a rain team it can work really nicely for you. And it also has a 30% chance to confuse the opponent, which again, really helpful. Dragon Pulse, powerful dragon type attack boosted by stab. As I said, you could go for Draco Meteor if you wanted to have that really like OP power to potentially take something out, but then you do get the double lower stat or the -2 stat in your special attack, so you probably would have to switch out at that point. Flamethrower, that is the same scenario as Fire Punch. You've got 4 times weakness to ice and steel types to deal with. And then finally Surf as just a bit of a coverage move, and also allows for you, if you was to Dynamax with this, to set up the rain, and setting up that rain would allow for you to have that Hurricane hitting 100% of the time. So you could run this even with like a Damp Rock, for example, so that could work really nicely for you. EV's got max special attack and max speed with a timid nature, so more speed, less attack, and 4 EVs in special defense. You could run this max HP, max special attack if you wanted to with a modest, but that is entirely up to you. Anyways, that is all for today, so I hope you've enjoyed this. If you have, please do like, subscribe, and comment. Let me know what you think down in the comment section below. Anyways, I'm out of here, so have a good one, and I'll see you soon.